Please rejoin the session very fast. Join fast. Join fast. Okay. We will start. So we are up to the length of each bar. As I said earlier, when you are going to prepare the arrangement of the steel reinforcement as per the street design, okay, while working on the site, you should have the dimensions with you. Okay. मग तो बार किती लेंथचा आहे, मग तो स्लॅब सेक्शन मध्ये आहे, कॉलम मध्ये टाकलेला आहे, बीम मध्ये आहे, फुटिंग मध्ये आहे, मग तो बार किती डिस्टन्स वरती कट केलता, त्याला किती ओव्हरलॅपिंग केलेला आहे, लॅपिंग केलेला आहे तुम्ही. ठीक आहे. सो द इन्फॉर्मेशन विल बी प्रोव्हाइडेड इन दिस बार बेंडिंग शेड्यूल. आपल्याकडे जो बार बेंडिंग शेड्यूल आलेला असेल, जर तुम्ही तयार करत असाल, दॅट इज वेल अँड गुड, यू हॅव टू डू इट. Otherwise, the billing engineer also can provide you the bar bending schedule. Okay. So one more interesting thing I just want to share with you. You will observe when you start working on the site, you are doing so many things at one time. Okay. You can do the billing work, you can do the execution work, you can do this designing part also, that is bar bending schedule. Because on so many several sites I have seen in my friends also, at the time they are doing the billing work also, at the same time they are doing this bar bending schedule also, they are taking part in the execution work also. So that is why this working on the site is very important, because whatever the things that is necessary, you will get exposure to each and everything when you work on this site. You are getting familiar with the design part, with the execution part, with the billing part, with the accounts, with the management of the materials, labors, technical parameters, everything. Okay. So that is why working on the site is very important, at least for a few days, at least for a few months, at least take some exposure so that you will have some ideas about these things. Okay, then again bar bending schedule will help us to provide the number of members also. So how many members are there, the number of bars in each member. Suppose it's a slab, okay, suppose it's a one-way slab. So for the one-way slab, how many number of bars are there, whether all bars are main reinforcement or all, some bars are main, some bar are distribution, what are their sizes, then total number of bars, okay, total length of the bars, whatever the total length for each structural element or each structural shape. Okay, so that again we will get some idea. Then total length, shape code is nothing but where to bend, where it's a straight bar, where it's an anchor bar. Okay, so basically there are two bars you are going to see on the side. First one we called it as main bar, and second that is straight bar, and second one is nothing but the bent up bars. Okay, second one is nothing but the your bent up bars. Hmm? So shape code, then bending dimensions. At what degree your bar is going to bend? Generally it is 45 degree. You have to bend your bar. Okay. But how it is been bent? नेमकं बार बेंड कसा करतात, ठीक आहे, how it is bent. Now we are having one machine we called it, but you can see this on big projects only, yeah, in big MNC companies. Regularly routine or domestic, what are the local contractors or engineers, they are doing just manually. ओके, बघितलंय बार कसा बेंड करतात, कशा पद्धतीने एक कॉन्क्रीटचा असा कॉलम उभा केला जातो, ठीक आहे, आणि त्या कॉलमच्या वरती एक रॉड इन्सर्ट केलेला असतो असा जाड, ठीक आहे, आणि मग त्या रॉड वरती ते बार असं धरतात आणि वाकवतात, त्याला बारला धरलं जातं आणि त्याला वाकवलं जातं त्या त्या शेपमध्ये किंवा त्या त्या डायमेन्शन नुसार, ठीक आहे. ते मॅन्युअल मेथड आहे आपल्याकडे, पण बार बेंडिंगचं एक मशीन पण आहे, ठीक आहे. आपल्याकडे सिव्हिल इंजिनिअरिंग मध्ये इन्स्ट्रुमेंट्स किंवा इक्विपमेंट्स जर असेल तर वी आर हॅव्हिंग वन ऑफ द लिडिंग कंपनी, कॉस्मॉस नावाची कंपनी आहे, which is going to prepare this equipments or the instruments. Cosmos, there are so many, but Cosmos is again one of the leading company. Okay, and they are having such big instruments with them. So bar bending schedule, I am having some idea. You can see how the bar is bent up. Okay, हे बघताय तुम्ही, you can see the drawings. See, it's your column. This is nothing but the total structure for, sorry, for the beam structure it has been there. So these are your distribution bars or these are your main bars. It may be anything as per the drawing, you can decide it. Okay, see the bar how it has been bent up. Okay, how the bar it is going to be bent up. So this is nothing but the bar bending for your beams, you can see it. Now this is nothing but the slab. See the distribution bar, see the main bar, how it is being going to be bent up. Okay, see main bar and distribution bar, how you are going to decide where to put main bar and where to put distribution bar. Along the shorter span you are having the, anyone, along the shorter span you are having always, and along the longer span you are having always. Just give me the answer. Along the shorter span, whether you are going to put the main bar or to put the distribution bar, and along the longer span, which you are going to put it, the main bar or the distribution bar. Or if you are completely unaware, you please tell me. Okay, good. Yes, along the short span there will be main bars, along the longer span there will be your distribution bars. That is the general technique that we are going to use it. Okay, so along the shorter span you are having the main bars, along the longer span you are having the distribution bar. Now you can see this, the pointer which is I'm scrolling. Okay, see the distribution bar, see the length, this is the length, and these are nothing but distribution bar. This is the length, this is nothing but your main bar. Okay, these are nothing but your main bars. See how they are going to bend up. See, have you seen from the beam, the bars are being projected here, slightly they are going to bend up. Okay, here they are bending up by keeping some distance. Again, you can give me the answer for the same. You are having the whole day, why it is bent up. हे नेमकं बेंड कशामुळे करतात बार, ठीक आहे. हा तुम्ही बार बघता ना, असा बार आलेला बघा, हा बीम मधला बार आहे, असा आला इथपर्यंत, इथून खाली बेंड केला, 45 डिग्री मध्ये बेंड करतात, हे पण सांगतो मी तुम्हाला, आणि तिथून पुढे परत तो नेलेलं आहे तसं. मग व्हाय इट इज गोइंग टू बेंड? तसं बेंड केलेलं का दिसतं तुम्हाला? हे असं बेंटअप का करतात? ठीक आहे. Someone has given the answer, but still I'm expecting more answers from all other students. Okay, and you can see the nature of the deflection which is going to happen. Compression area, okay, on the upper side, the tension area at the bottom side, okay. uh, I'm not going in detail for this part. Somebody, Subhash, please mute yourself. Okay, so you can see the schedule which has been given for this particular plan. Okay, these bent bars are there, the length is going to be there, straight bars are there, distribution bars are there. Okay, we will go in detail. Just I want to show some pictures how it has been there. Okay, now you can see the column structure also. Okay, bar bendings for the column. So it's a heavy column, heavily steel they are using. Okay, so you can see this is your column. ही column ची जाळी आहे बघा. हा, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. ठीक आहे, हे तुमचे मेन बार्स आहेत. ठीक आहे, आणि हे बघा वरची स्टिरअपची जी जाळी ना, ही स्टिरअपची वरची लिंक तुम्हाला बघायला भेटते. हे काय इंडिकेट करते? दिस इज नथिंग बट युअर स्टिरअप्स. हा, तर तुम्ही म्हणताल सर हे काय? दिस आर नथिंग बट युअर स्टिरअप्स लिंकिंग. बघा ते कशा पद्धतीने बेंटअप केलेलं आहे, अल्टरनेटिव्ह कशा पद्धतीने पॅक केलेले आहेत बघा. Okay, so column it will totally changed. It is going to be changed depend on the what I can say as per your drawings. Okay, जसं तुमचं ड्रॉइंग असेल तसं ही जी जाळीची जी सेटअप असेल हा बदलला जातो. ठीक आहे, जसं तुमचं ड्रॉइंग असेल त्यानुसार तुम्हाला ते कन्स्ट्रक्ट करावं लागतं. आता हे नेमकं कसे कसे असतात? आय एम हॅव्हिंग वन अगेन वन नाईस पीपीटी दॅट आय कॅन शेअर. आय विल डेफिनेटली शेअर इन आवर नेक्स्ट सेशन हाऊ इट इज बिन देअर. नेमकं कशा पद्धतीने घेतलं जाते. ठीक आहे, everyone is getting what I'm telling? If you are having any doubt you can please unmute or you can put it in the chat box also. ठीक है, how it has been there, why it is taken. hmm? The next do's and don'ts for these bent up bar bending schedule. Proper accuracy you have to maintain. Okay, then provide cover to the reinforcement. You have to cover. Now why clear cover or why cover is been provided? Welding is not permitted at the bends. Bar greater than 36 mm shall not be bundled. Okay, some of the do's and don'ts. Directly we are not shifting towards the problem. These are the problems only. Okay, so just tell me, now you are familiar with the bar bending schedule or how the bar is going to be bent up and all that things, but why the bar bending schedule is we are going to provide the clear covers as far as our reinforcement is considered. In the reinforcement you are going to put the concrete, correct? So when you tie up that particular reinforcement, have you seen the small structures? We call it as covers. Okay, we called it as the covers. Now why these covers are provided? Anyone? Why the covers are provided? Please give me the answer. Why covers are provided? I will share the next script meanwhile. Are you getting the answer? Why the covers are provided? Okay. To protect the reinforcement from the corrosion. Next answer is to in order to avoid elastic, semi-plastic and buckling of the bars by the hard concrete, and for corrosion resistance, fire resistance. Okay, but yeah, yes, your points are correct, but still one more answer I am expecting, some different answer. Why these clear covers are provided? If you are not going to provide the clear cover, what will happen? Have you think of it? If you are not going to provide the clear cover, okay, then what is going to happen to that structure? If you are not going to provide the clear cover, काय होईल बरं जर तुम्ही clear cover provide नाही केलं तर? Can I will show some diagram, just a minute, and wait, draw line. Suppose you can see that, just a minute. Suppose this is your column, this is your column, and in this column I can show you, here is your reinforcement that you are going to do. Okay. If you are not going to provide the clear cover, what is going to happen? Suppose again I will show another thing. This is your main column. Okay, this is your column structure. Suppose here is your bar number 1, here is your bar number 1, here is your bar number 2, here is your bar number 3, here is your bar number 4. ही अशी जाळी आहे तुमच्या कॉलमची. ठीक आहे, ही कॉलमची जाळी. परंतु जर मी हेच कॉलम जर इथे क्लिअर कव्हरच जर नसेल तर काय होईल रे? क्लिअर कव्हर नसेल तर डायरेक्टली तुम्ही कॉन्क्रीट जे इकडे तुमच्या साईडला रेन्फोर्समेंट हे असणार आहे, फोमवर्क असणार आहे, आतमध्ये तुमची जाळी असणार आहे. ठीक आहे, हे क्लिअर कव्हरचं महत्व काय? हे क्लिअर कव्हरने काय होतं? आय एम जस्ट स्क्रोलिंग माय पॉइंटर सो दॅट यू विल हॅव सम हिंट अबाउट इट. हे क्लिअर कव्हर काय करतं? If there is no clear cover, definitely whatever your answers, that is toward the corrosion and all that, and again the stresses or what plastic and semi-plastic, whatever the answer you have given, okay. But if there are no clear covers, what will happen? What are the concrete that you are going to put? Yes, if there is no clear cover or the cover bars, there will be the no free space. Correct, whatever the buckling or whatever the loading which is going to happen when you pour the concrete, definitely there is movement of the steel bar, definitely. Okay, at some point our rule says there will be no movement, but when you drop the concrete, Okay, the concrete is strong in compression, so whatever this buckling and all other things will going to happen to this particular reinforcement. Once again, I'm telling you, I'm not going in detail in the structural design part, but if there is no covers, then this particular steel will be like this. It will shift from here to here, or here to here, or here to here somewhat. Okay, it is get dislocated. Hmm? It is get dislocated, and this clear cover will help you to put the concrete very easily, and this will help you to have the proper bonding between your reinforcement and your concrete, surrounding concrete. Okay, again it will stabilize this particular steel part, whatever the steel part you are having, you are going to put it. Okay, so in simple word, I'm using some simple sentence. Yeah, it will help you to strengthen, to stabilize this whatever the reinforcement which you are having. ओके, नाहीतर मग कॉन्क्रीट असं बघितलंय का एखादा कॉलम की बाबा तुम्ही कॉलम जर तिथे थोडंसं कॉन्क्रीट बाहेर पडलं, हनी कॉम्बिंग झालंय, डायरेक्टली तुम्हाला बार दिसतो का रे? जर डायरेक्ट बार दिसला तर काय होणार आहे? तो ॲटमॉस्फिअर, आपल्या ॲटमॉस्फिअरमध्ये ह्युमिडिटी असते, इट विल रिॲक्ट विथ दॅट रेन्फोर्समेंट अँड डेफिनेटली इट विल स्टार्ट टू करोड इमिजिएटली. काही दिवसात तुमचं स्ट्रक्चर आहे, कॉलम असं तुटल मधल्या बाजूने, कारण तुमचा हा बार इथं कुठेतरी कॉर्नरला होता. ठीक आहे, काही स्पेसिंगच नाहीये. ठीक आहे, काही स्पेसिंगच नाही. असं कधी बघितलंय का की कॉलमला थोडंसं तुम्ही टवकारलंय किंवा खड्डा त्याच्यावरती हॅमरिंग केलंय आणि लगेच तुम्हाला आतली जाळी दिसते स्टीलची? नाही, ते एका स्पेसिफिक डिस्टन्स फ्रॉम पॉइंट, कॉर्नर पॉइंट टू दिस पॉइंट, एका स्पेसिफिक डिस्टन्स वरती ती तुम्हाला रेन्फोर्समेंटची जाळी दिसणार आहे, नॉट एक्झॅक्टली ॲट द कॉर्नर. ठीक आहे, बिकॉज ऑफ द क्लिअर कवर्स. कारण हे जर इथं आलं, यू कांट इमॅजिन, बिकॉज ऑफ द ॲटमॉस्फिअर मॉइश्चर विच इज प्रेझेंट इन द ॲटमॉस्फिअर, आणि थोडंसं जरी तुमचं करोजन किंवा थोडंसं जरी पार्ट करोड झाला असेल तर कॉन्क्रीटचा, ठीक आहे, कॉन्क्रीट स्ट्रक्चरचा वरचा पार्ट निघालेला असेल किंवा काही हनी कॉम्पिंग वगैरे राहिला असेल, तर डायरेक्टली इट विल कॅच, दॅट रेन्फोर्समेंट विल कॅच दॅट ह्युमिडिटी, दॅट मॉइश्चर, अँड इट विल स्टार्ट टू करोड. आपल्याकडे हे ज्या इमारती पडल्या आहेत किंवा ज्या तुम्ही इन्सिडेन्सेस ऐकले असतील मागील काही दिवसामध्ये, ठीक आहे, महाडमध्ये जी दुर्घटना झाली खूप दुर्दैवी आहे. 5 वर्षापूर्वीचं स्ट्रक्चर कोलॅप्स झालंय. हु इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर दॅट? The first one responsible person is nothing but the mentality of the people. They are going for the contractors, local contractors, not the engineers. ठीक आहे, कॉन्ट्रॅक्टरकडे वळण्याचा कल जास्त असतो लोकांचा. ठीक आहे, की जे प्रोफेशनली इंजिनियर नसतात. ठीक आहे, फक्त एक्सपिरियन्स वरती ते कॉन्ट्रॅक्टर्स असतात, ठेकेदारकीचं काम केलेलं असतं बऱ्याच वर्ष, 20 वर्षांचा अनुभव आहे, 30 वर्षांचा अनुभव आहे सर. कारण इंजिनियरचा रेट हा 1400 रुपये जातोय सपोज विथ मटेरियल स्क्वेअर फुटाने, तर ठेकेदाराचा रेट हा 1250-1300 पर्यंत असतो. मग तो जो जी लोक आहेत ते कॉन्ट्रॅक्टरकडेच जातील ना, ते इंजिनियरकडे का जातील? आणि ह्या मानसिकतेमुळं सध्या खूप काही वातावरण ते खराब झालेलं आहे. ठीक आहे, definitely any client, any customer will go for, always go for the engineer. Okay, you can take the help of contractor, I'm not denying that, but engineer should be there who will going to inspect the all technical parts for that particular steel structure or for that particular civil structure which you are going to build it. Otherwise there are so many examples. Again, one example, yesterday in the news, it has been published. 2 years before, there is one bridge which is constructed in Sauli Mahuli, in Nagpur district. Okay, name of the village is Sauli Mahuli. Okay, so only 2 years before they have constructed the bridge, and because of the water flow, the bridge is flown it directly. You can imagine the quality. You can imagine the how quality they have maintained. Or as this Mahad case is also considered, only contractors are involved. Based on their experience, they are doing, but they are denying and they are neglecting some of the things, important things. Okay, and which leads to the failure of the structure. So as an engineer, we should be very keen, we should be on the toe for these technical parts. Okay, definitely there is a clear, I can show you thousands of the examples. You can see the reinforcement, open reinforcement you can able to see because of the honeycombing of the concrete. If some part of concrete is been eroded from the structure, and you can see the reinforcement. Okay, because that is very dangerous. तुम्हाला वाटतं काय नाही सर, उघड आहे, काय काय होणार आहे त्याला, आता काय आतमध्ये येणार आहे का, कोणत्या धूळ येणार आहे? But the moisture which has been present in the atmosphere, that has been grabbed by that reinforcement, and that will hamper the durability of the reinforcement. It will start to corrode. and if the corrosion start, there is no option. असं कॉलमचे दोन तुकडे बघून बाजूला पडतील. ठीक आहे, फक्त कॉलम बद्दलच बोलत नाही, असं खूप साऱ्या केसेस. आय जस्ट वॉन्ट टू गिव्ह वन एक्झाम्पल. ओके, आय होप नाउ इट इज क्लिअर विथ यू. So how to prepare the bar bending schedule? So I'm discussing the clear cover. You can note it down for your information. Clear cover for the different RCC members. For this lab, the clear cover is provided from 15 to 20 mm, not more than that. Okay, for a slab, the clear cover is up to 15 to 20 to 25 mm, max to max. Okay, for this slab, clear cover is 15 mm to 25 mm. Then for the RCC beam, it is up to 25 mm, minimum 25 mm you have to provide for the RCC beams, minimum 25 mm. Then for the columns, minimum 40 mm you have to provide the clear cover. For the footing, minimum 50 mm you have to provide the clear cover. Okay. Okay, so the minimum dimensions I have told you. Once again I will repeat. For the slab, it is up to 15 to 20 mm minimum. For the beam, it is 25 mm minimum. For the your columns, minimum 40 mm clear cover you have to provide, and for the footing purpose, minimum for 50 mm clear cover you have to provide it. Okay, you have to provide it. Then after doing that, we'll begin with the first step of how to prepare the bar bending schedule. First is nothing but the identification of the members, that is your steel bars. Each type of bar usually has a bar mark or the designation. Okay, definitely each bar is having some bar mark or the designation. How can you locate the bar mark or the designation? If there is a sample of bar in your hand, how can you judge what is the diameter of the bar, what is the quality or the uh, TMC of that particular TMS of that particular bar? Please respond. How can you judge if I have given you a sample of bar? Okay, unknown. You have taken the bar in your hand. How can you judge the designation of the bar? अरे तुमच्या हातामध्ये मी एखादा बार दिलाय, ठीक आहे, त्या बारचं डेझिग्नेशन काय आहे हे तुम्ही कसं जज करणार? डेझिग्नेशन म्हणजेच काय की त्या बारची मार्किंग कशी ओळखणार तुम्ही? त्या बारचा डायमीटर कसं ओळखणार? 10 mm चा आहे, 12 mm चा आहे, 15 16 mm चा आहे, 20 mm चा बार आहे, 25 mm चा बार आहे. मी बारचा एक छोटासा तुकडा दिलाय. ऍक्च्युली तुमच्या रेन्फोर्समेंट वरती काय असतं रे, बारचं डायमीटर मार्क केलेलं असतं, बरोबर आहे, टीएमटी बार वरती. ठीक आहे, 12 mm चा बार आहे, 10 mm चा बार आहे, 6 mm चा, 8 mm चा किंवा 16 mm चा बार आहे, मार्किंग दिसतंय. परंतु अखंड ज्या पोझिशन वरती मार्किंग आहे ती पोझिशन सोडून मी दुसरा छोटासा तुकडा तुमच्या हातामध्ये दिला. ठीक आहे, एक छोटासा तुकडा हातामध्ये दिला. हाऊ कॅन यू जज द डेझिग्नेशन ऑफ द बार हातामध्ये घेऊन? I think everybody has performed the some practicals, and in that there is one part which is related with the designation of the bars. How to judge the designation of the bar? हातामध्ये बार घेतल्यानंतर तुम्हाला जर सांगितलं हा बार कुठला आहे, किती mm चा आहे, हे आम्हाला सांगा. हाऊ कॅन यू जज द बार? On a bar, two parallel lines gives the diameter. Okay, no, there are diameter which has been printed. मी असे म्हणतो की चला बार वरती डायमीटर दिलेला होता, परंतु जिथे ज्या पोझिशन मार्किंग वरती डायमीटर दिलेला आहे तो बारचा तुकडा नाही तुमच्या हातात. तुमच्याकडे सुरुवातीचा पोर्शन आहे बारचा हातामध्ये, एक छोटासा तुकडा आहे 4 इंचाचा किंवा 10 इंचाचा, चला छोटासा तुकडा आहे, 6 इंचाचा तुकडा आहे तुमच्या हातामध्ये, आणि मला सांगा ते जज कसं करता तुम्ही? आय विल गिव्ह यू सम मिनिट्स. चलो 3 minutes आय विल गिव्ह. मला सांगा तुम्ही ते बार जज कसं करणार, त्याचं डेझिग्नेशन जज कसं करणार, त्याचं डायमीटर कसं फाइंड आउट करणार? ठीक आहे, आणि तो बार टीएमटी का माइल्ड बार आहे हे तुम्ही कसं ओळखणार? ठीक आहे, आणि त्या बारचं डायमीटर कसं काढता हे सांगा. Based on the experience you can easily judge, sir it's a 10 mm, it's a 12 mm. तुम्ही नुसतं व्हिज्युअल ऑब्झर्वेशनने बघितलं तरी तुमच्या लक्षात येतो 10 mm चा आहे, तो 12 mm चा वाटतोय, तो 16 mm चा आहे, 20 mm चा आहे. तर ज्यावेळेस तुम्ही साईटवरती 4-6 महिने तुमचे सगळे बार ओळखीचे होतात, 6 mm पासून पार 70 mm पर्यंतचा बार, ठीक आहे. परंतु ॲज अ फ्रेशर हाऊ, जर तुमच्या हातामध्ये छोटासा तुकडा दिला मी बारचा, हाऊ कॅन यू जज द डेझिग्नेशन ऑफ द बार? Respond. You can think and you can respond. Okay, I will tell you how to judge the bar if a small piece is in your hand. Okay, don't worry. Chalo. So let's move ahead. Counting of each type of bar. For a small concrete structure, we can count it manually. Okay, there will be no problem. But for the big slab structure, to calculate the number of bars, we need to find the width, clear cover, and center to center spacing between the bars. Okay, that is quite obvious. How to calculate that? Number of bars equals to width of the concrete or the structure minus 2 times of the clear cover, because clear cover we are going to provide it from the two sides. Okay, from all sides there will be clear cover. Okay, so whatever the width you are going to consider, that for the two sides we have to consider. Then center to center spacing between the bars, the formula that you can use it to calculate the number of bars. But to judge the bar, we are dealing with this part, calculating the unit weight of the bar. Okay, so always remember, if you forget in the sum what you have done, we are going to take whatever the sample of the bar you are having. तुमच्या हातामध्ये जो बारचा तुकडा असतो ना, at first you have to take the weight of the bar. If the diameter is unknown, how can you are going to find it out? I will tell you. At first you have to take the weight of the bar. ठीक आहे, काय करायचंय तुम्हाला? वेट ऑफ द बार फाइंड आउट करायचं. एक छोटासा तुकडा आहे हातामध्ये, त्याचा डायमीटर तुम्हाला माहित नाही, मग तुम्ही काय करताय, तर बारचं वजन घ्यायचं सुरुवातीला. ठीक आहे, काय जे वजन असेल ते 100 ग्रॅम, 500 ग्रॅम, 1000 ग्रॅम, दीड किलो, जे काय वजन असेल ते असेल बारचं. ठीक आहे, त्या बारचं वेट घ्या. त्या बारचं वेट घेतल्यानंतर वी आर हॅव्हिंग वन स्टँडर्ड फॉर्म्युला to determine the unit weight of the bar, and the unit weight of the individual bar is calculated by using the formula unit weight of bar equals to d square by 162 kg per meter, where d is nothing but the diameter of the bar, where d is nothing but the diameter of the bar. Okay, so if weight is known to you, weight of the bar is known to you, so by using the formula weight of bar equals to d square by 162, you can determine this diameter easily. Or second formula that you can use is nothing but density equals to mass by volume. Density of steel is 7850 kg per meter cube, that is standard. Mass, that is weight of the bar, you can calculate by putting it in the weighing machine and you can check the weight. So mass is known to you, density is known to you, remaining thing is what? Remaining thing is nothing but your volume. So how to calculate the volume? Volume is nothing but multiplication of area by length. Okay, so length multiplied by area. Length is again known to you because you can calculate the length of the bar at the time of weighing also. Okay, length of bar is known to you. So what is unknown term? Unknown term is nothing but only area. And what is the formula to determine the area for the steel reinforcement bar? It is nothing but pi by 4 into d square. So pi by 4, again that value is known to us. So only unknown is d square. So by using another formula, that is density equals to mass by volume, you can easily determine the diameter of the bar. Okay. or by using the formula weight of the bar equals to d square by 162, again you can able to determine the value of d. Okay, that is the diameter of the bar. I hope now it is clear to everyone how to calculate the weight of the bar. And now standard weights you can easily remember. For 6 bar what is the standard weight, for 8 bar what is the standard weight. Okay, just give me a minute, I will share one interesting thing with you. Okay, I will share it afterwards. Hmm. So by using the formula weight of the bar equals to the d square by 162. So here the density of steel changes for different types or taken as a constant. No, density of steel is always 7850 kg per meter cube, because on the site we are using only one type, means similar types of the bars. Okay, though their dimensions are changed, diameters are changed, 10 12 but TMT bars basically we are going for, or it's a mild steel, and their density is constant. Okay, 7850 kg per meter cube. If you are using some bar, after that you are coating it, or some coated bars you are using, but still the density remains constant. It is 7850 kg per meter cube. Okay, it will not going to change, because our for the construction purpose we are using the same material of the reinforcement. Only difference is in their diameters. Okay, only different, there is slight variation because different steel companies they are manufacturing the steel reinforcement, so there may be slight variation, maybe I'm just telling. Okay, it depends on the production, how they are doing the production. Okay, so little bit variation is okay, but no one is considering that. Standard is nothing but 7850, and everyone is going to take that. Okay, so okay, one more thing, less than 1 minute is still remain for to conclude this session. So again, please rejoin the session immediately at the end of this session, so that we'll have some again few more discussion on this bar bending schedule. At first I want to cover up all the theory part, and then we will proceed slowly with the problems. So less than 1 minute is there. So if the session ends, please rejoin the session immediately.